Hello all YouTubers, what's going on? I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into this presentation for the last day of May 2019. As always, please don't forget to subscribe and also ring the bell notifications. And also look in the description for other videos of mine with superior weather content that you won't find anywhere else. And please watch the whole video because today's video is very important. It's going to be about a tropical disturbance that has decent chances, very decent chances, in fact, to become Tropical Storm Barry and make landfall potentially in Mexico or in the northern Gulf Coast. So stay tuned for that. So I actually want to show the National Hurricane Center map. Okay, this storm has a 30% chance to form into a tropical system within the next 5 days. Okay, but technically it's a greater chance than that because this storm is not even gonna get itself together for at least like another week. Okay, but right now, the storm center is located over the Yucatan, and it is forecast to head into what we call the Bay of Campeche, I think it's called. But yeah, you could just call it like the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Okay, that's where it's gonna be headed over the next few days. It's gonna make it pretty slow. It's gonna be a pretty slow mover, and the Yucatan, again, the eastern coast of Mexico, could certainly see some very heavy rains regardless of development. But in the next 2 days, you got 20% chance for it to form into a tropical system. And in the next 5 days, you have a 30% chance. And this will be updated at 2 o'clock a.m. on June 1st, which tomorrow, believe it or not, is the start of hurricane season. Official start. And sea surface temperatures right in this area that I'm circling right now are about 29 to 30 degrees Celsius. And no, that's not in Fahrenheit. But if you actually convert that, and I had this memorized, but I'm going to show this to you guys anyway. That's around the mid to upper 80s. Okay, so we're talking about like 80 or 84 to like 86. So that's like the mid to upper 80s. And that's very warm water. And due to that, plus the daytime heating of the day, like pink is like the coldest of the cloud types you can get, the strongest of the storm, the stronger the storm activity. And we just seen excessive thunderstorm activity start to break out in this region as the storms are now moving over that area of water temperatures in the mid-80s. So let's go over to the cyclonic or the oceanic heat content, and you can see it was moving over an area with extreme heat content. It's now located right here, so it just got done moving through that extreme oceanic heat, and it's gonna be added some of that purple, not too bad. Sea surface temperatures over the course of the journey of the storm system will be about 27 to 28 degrees, which is basically the low to mid 80s, which is it's not too terrible. The only reason why Andrea had like an advantage, you could so to speak, for it to form is because there was a high pressure off to the east and helped to give the storm kind of some spin, if you will. So it's gonna move into this area kind of, so not bad wind shears, less than 30 knots. That's what you want to save, or what you want to see when you have a developing tropical system. And watch this area right here. Over the course of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, the wind shear should stay below 25 knots. So, but once it gets close to the Gulf Coast, that's when wind shear might be a problem. Okay, but we cross that bridge when we get to it. But for the first part of the storm's journey, it's gonna have a pretty good time. And usually for June, we usually have storms that follow this track. They usually cross the western Gulf of Mexico and go towards the northern Gulf Coast. So that's actually typical. And sea surface temperature anomalies, and watch out because the northern Gulf Coast sea surface temperature anomalies are 2 to 3 degrees Celsius above average, which can be about 4 to 6 degrees Fahrenheit above average. And the eastern seaboard from Florida to New Jersey, so the Florida coast, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey, sea surface temperature anomalies are really heating up. We're talking about like 2 to 4 degrees Celsius above average right now. Seeing those deep reds come into play. And in some cases, over 8 degrees Fahrenheit above average, what you should be. So if you live between the eastern coast of Florida up through the eastern coast of New Jersey, okay, chances are, as long as the weather is not raining, you guys are probably going to hit the beach early this year. Okay, you could probably even go to the beach now, especially in the southeast coast. But where the storm is heading, it's actually kind of around average. Maybe slightly above average here, a couple of slightly below average spots there. But actually, 27, 28, that's kind of average. Now you see some above average anomalies, of course, as it heads towards land. But nothing too out of the ordinary. Again, here's a little spot there, the western Yucatan, 29 to 30, the pink area. Okay, and then once it heads in the western Gulf of Mexico, 27 to 28. Again, okay, so Delaware, Jersey coast, 20 almost degrees Celsius. That's pretty warm for this time of year. Okay, it's only like in the mid upper 60s, but for this time of year, it's pretty warm. Okay, and there's your area of 28 to 29. They're starting to lose that sea surface temperature growth. But yeah, 28, 29 degrees Celsius across the northern Gulf Coast. So very warm there. And the European model, one of the most accurate models ever, is showing a decently strong storm. Well, Euro model is not for this country. Why would they be accurate? They're just a superior weather model. I'm actually lucky to get it on this website, on Tropical Tidbits, and you can see very limited maps. For something like weathermodels.com, they give you like more maps. If you don't know what that is, okay, I use it sometimes, but ask David Schlotthauer. He uses that a lot. He's another YouTube meteorologist, if you don't know who he is. But you can see, we can still get the cyclonic vorticity maps, latest Euro model runs, you can still get it on here. And look at this, it's forecast to stay over water, get a storm center here, looks to be just off the coast. So this is going to be a coast hugger. Okay, dry air maps, actually I did skip over that, didn't I? Yes, I did. So dry air is very low, like we literally got like no dry air over the Gulf of Mexico. See where the storm is? No dry air at all. Dry air is not going to be a problem. Wind shear might be sort of a problem, but sea surface temperatures aren't a problem. I think the main problem here, though, is could this storm be a coast hugger? And if it is, it's going to limit that development. And here it is. Look at this. Storm center just off the coast. Very rapidly strengthening tropical storm. We can see sustained winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour when the storm makes landfall. Let's actually go to the winds. So you'd see we have our wind speeds here, and look at that. Starting to see widespread greens, even some yellows representing some winds well over 40, 45 miles an hour with the storm system. And if we check it out, look at this. There's yellows, there's kind of dark yellows, maybe have some orange. Okay, so around 46 knots, so more or less up above 55 miles an hour. You can see those wind speeds. FE3 GFS model. Okay, let's go to that one. Storms definitely got some rotation to them, but this one's kind of like the GFS, just saying it's just going to be a coast hugger and just die off near Corpus Christi, Texas. GFS model really doing nothing with this storm. I really don't even want to track this out with the GFS model. But we could reach its peak strength, which isn't even that strong, down here, and then just weaken, just head up Texas. That's what the GFS model is saying as well. Let's check that out. There you go. And when I do my next update on the storm system, I'll show you a map of windy.com. The European model is calling for wind gusts when the storm is out here in the western Gulf of Mexico. The European model, windy.com, is calling for wind gusts of 65 miles per hour. Not the sustained winds, but the wind gust. Sustained winds are calling for about 50 miles an hour, so could be a strong storm system. Now, the GEM model, they're really making this thing a beast. Look at this. Some full circular rotation. Storm is definitely off the coast. And then it's pretty much going to be forecast to make landfall there. Now, originally they were saying there was an Invest 91E that was forming like right down here. And we thought that was going to cross over here, make like a bow-echo motion, and curve in here. But this is a whole nother storm system, apparently right here, just tracking off to the west. And another storm system to draw your attention to right there. Maybe that could form as well. Again, all possibilities, we need to consider all the possibilities. And look at this. That's crazy. The GEM model is actually calling for near hurricane. Okay, as it makes its landfall in south central Louisiana coastline. So, something we're going to have to watch. One more model here before you guys go. The NavGem. Okay, very low resolution model. So, to see yellows on the MSLP, that's really saying something. So, pretty strong rain core. I have no fully developed tight wrapped major hurricane. That's completely out of the question. A major hurricane, not a hurricane, but you can see it's going to track up the coast and track through Louisiana, potentially, and into Texas as well. So, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. And also ring the bell notifications before you go. Don't forget to do that. I am the Weather Dude, signing off. Till next time. Thank you for watching.